It's the Real Underground, man. We is in the street live. Y'all know how we do every Tuesday. Bring y'all some real underground, independent, exclusive interviews, man. Y'all know how we do. The Real Underground Radio on your boy D-Dirt, LilRockObama, President of the USA, United Streets of Arkansas, man. I got a real special guest in here with me today. As you can see on the screen, if you're on Facebook Live, you're on YouTube Live, man, I got the homie Terryl with a Y, Humphrey, in the building, man. Motivational speaker, author, entrepreneur, public speaker, all of that balled up into one. And if y'all see, he got his books in here with him right now. What's that? Master Your Mind, 10 Tips to Shift Your Mindset. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot, and podcaster, right? You got your podcast. That's what's up, man. Hey, give them a brief rundown. I might have left some stuff out. Give them a brief rundown of, for the people out there who ain't familiar with you, of who Terryl Humphrey is.
So, man, first I want to say thank you for letting me come onto your platform, bro.
For sure.
You hit everything on the nail, but you forgot one important
What's that?
thing. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, man.
Okay.
Represent.
Okay, you got to represent, man. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. So, what would you say out of those things that I named? What would you say is like your main thing that you do?
Public speaker simply because I'm able to instill faith and confidence in other people as I'm speaking with them. Not only just faith and confidence, but belief within themselves. So as I'm getting in front of people and really communicating with them, I'm showing them what they can become just by being the example.
Okay, because I was looking at your Instagram and I was scrolling down through there, and you had a lot of motivational things. Like it gives me like Wallow vibes and what's dude Nino with the crown.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because these guys, they some real big people, and they give some good game.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? And I think you might be like one play away from being one of those guys, because I'm seeing you do the groundwork, and then you got books. How did you get into being an author and starting to write? What was first? Was it the motivational speaker? Was it the books? What?
So essentially, they both went hand in hand together.
Okay.
So what made me actually write a book was that last year, 2020, June of 2020, I went through a divorce.
Okay.
But as I was going through this hard time, the pain that was endured in me, it was hard to overcome. It was hard to learn. It was hard to accept.
Mm-hmm.
But as I'm accepting, as I'm learning, I realized I wasn't the only one going through this. But as I'm not the only one going through this, I realized there's more people that's dealing with problems.
Mm-hmm.
So September of 2022, I saw this guy named Andre Norman. He did a podcast. He was like, man, I write books. I write the books just because I can get on stage and connect with more people.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, I'm about to do the same thing.
Okay.
I'm about to go ahead and finish my book and create something that I can really make an impact and show people what you're going through is okay, but you need to go through it in order to start learning.
Mm-hmm.
So what came first was really the content creation back in August of 2020. So as I was doing that over time, it actually built up into the public speaking. I didn't know I was going to be doing the public speaking, but it built up because I trusted the process.
Okay.
As I'm trusting the process and going along the journey, I'm able to identify what I'm able to do and what I'm not able to do. But I was doing real estate at first.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
Okay.
everything, the book was the last resource. I didn't even know I was going to be an author. I didn't even know I was going to be a public speaker. I didn't know it was going to be all these things that I am now.
Yeah.
So, but I trusted the process.
Yeah.
When I started back in August of 2020, I started in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't tell you about real estate, if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be overwhelming. If you don't know how to follow up, you don't know how to communicate and or listen to the problems, it's going to be troublesome.
Hey, that's in all aspects.
You feel me? But I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
As I'm starting, I was like, I see something here, but I don't know what's here. How can I become different? How can I start believing in myself? So the public speaking, the author was the last thing on my mind because I just wanted to create some type of wealth at the time for my wife. At that time for me and my wife, but as you know, things happen. Things happen. So the book and the author came later on.
That was the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do you still do real estate?
Not right now. But I am going to get back in it.
Okay. So right now, so you was kind of doing public speaking if you doing it on your platform. Was you doing a podcast?
Nah, I started a podcast in 2021, October of 2021.
October 2021. So it was real estate, then kind of the public speaking on your platform, then podcast, then the book. Well, then the public speaking, then the book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so right now with the podcasting, I seen you on episode what?
69.
That's a lot.
It
because
is.
like with the podcast, and people don't be understanding. Like people come here to the real underground and think that it's gonna be all sweet, all peachy creamy. You know, they do a couple of shows, they think they just gonna build a fan base, build an audience, all of a sudden blow up type of thing. Like man, it's about being consistent. Like you asked a while ago, we've been over here 6 years doing this right here. It's like being consistent with the podcast and thing is the main thing. It ain't gonna come out the blue. And you say you on episode what again?
69.
69. How often do you do it?
So my intention was to do it every day, but my goal is to do it every week, so that way I'm not overwhelmed with everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'm becoming more strategic and more organized with everything that I'm doing, so I'm not all over the place.
Yeah.
However, podcasting and learning from other people is like it's a way where you can learn what you don't know. Because a lot of people have information, but if you connect with people, you're able to grow and hear their thoughts, what they're thinking, how they're thinking, why.
Bounce off each other.
You see what I'm saying? But if you're not able to communicate, you can't get that.
Yeah.
Proper communication will lead you so far when you understand yourself more than anything.
Yeah. What's the name of your podcast?
So it's called Failure is Knowledge.
Failure is Knowledge. And look, that's a dope name. Because a lot of people think, you know, when I fail, but like you learn something from every failure. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I took from the name of your podcast.
Sorry to cut your wisdom, but I forgot to say, because you said something about being consistent. 6 years is a long time, but as people are starting to believe in themselves, we want instant gratification than delayed gratification. Your success comes as you're consistent along the process and patient. But see, what happens is that we get impatient and want overnight success and quit along the journey.
Yeah.
I applaud y'all for going 6 years strong because it's something hard to do.
It is. It is. And that's with, like, anything. That's what, like, the marriage stuff. We do music. Like, that's what we do first and foremost. But with this music stuff, you know, being in Arkansas, Little Rock, it's a struggle being independent artist. So that's with anything, man, that consistency, persistency. You know, I got a little game, you know what I'm saying, too, Terrell. You know, I got a little bit. You know, I'm trying to get some game from you, though, in here. That's why, you know what I'm saying, I was glad when Frank told me, like, we got bro on the show, and I remember I seen you at Keith Tucker's premiere, and we kind of tapped in with each other. I started following you on Instagram and kind of, you know, seeing what you had going. I was like, okay, bet. But the book is out now. Like, where can they get the book at?
So they can get the book at on Amazon, all platforms. You can go to my social media at Terryl, Terryl, Humphrey, Humphreys. Go to my bio, click the link in the bio, and the book's right there in the description.
Okay, and like, give me like a brief rundown. Like, what is the book about? Master Your Mind, 10 tips to shift your mindset. Like, how did this come about? What they gonna get out this book?
So essentially, what they can get out this book to identify that they are not alone. My apologies. They are not alone. Whatever they're going through, but they have to grow through it in order to learn more. Okay. But see, the book is helping you identify the pain and the trauma in the past that you overlooked and that you shied away from. Because when we accept our past, something starts to happen. We start to grow more, but it's accepting that helps us identify what has happened. Okay. So the book it's telling my story, my experience, to say that you're gonna be okay, but it's also a journal part in the book as well to say how does this chapter make you feel? You feel like what are you going through? What is your why? What are you going through? And then just jot it down. Express your emotions on paper, so when you get to somebody else and you express how you're feeling, you're able to do that because you took the first initiative step to say this is what's wrong with me. Okay. This book will help you a lot.
Identify the problem, then you get a solution type of thing.
Exactly.
So like how long did it take you to write this book? Was it like something just boom boom boom, or was it like a process, piece here, piece there?
So it actually was a process. I started in September of 2022, but I finished around like December time frame. So what's that? September, October, November, December, 3 months.
That's pretty good.
That is.
I
didn't even think about it like
that. For real.
that is, and that really just blew my mind. The fact you just said that. Yeah. What I've came to realize that I do when I have an idea, I act on it. Because the longer we think about something, the longer it's not gonna get done. Yeah. that's what happens with us as people. We always prolonging everything.
Procrastinate.
You see what I'm saying? Procrastination, because procrastination is what makes us comfortable. When I have a thought, I act on it. And it took me 3 months to even write the book. I didn't even realize that.
And that's good for real, bro. like for real, bro. Like people be talking about I'm writing the book. It's been years, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't like no little thin book. That's a little, you know what I'm saying? Nice little hefty little book there.
You feel me? It's 102 pages.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like, hey man, y'all can get that right now. And the podcast, like, where you broadcast the podcast at?
So I broadcast it everywhere. So Apple, Spotify. What any platform that runs on the podcast platform, that's what I run on.
So you say you do it weekly. So how do you come up with like your guests, your topic? Is it like a main? What's the overall synopsis of like your podcast? What are y'all about? What are you trying? Is it motivational?
So it's about growth.
Okay.
Everybody has a story, but the people that's coming on has overcame their problem, their trauma, to even identify their growth. Now, how can we start growing and helping other people? So it's about growth.
So how do you pick like your guests, or how can somebody come on your show? How do you go about that?
Anybody can come on if you're pursuing your dream.
Okay.
If you want to learn more, okay, cool, come on. There's a reason behind everything, but if you can bring something to the table, what are you bringing? So essentially, if you went through life, you overcame what you're going through, let's talk, because you grown.
Okay.
You're a new version of yourself rather than when you was hurt.
Okay. So you have a different person. You on like 50, 60 episodes, you have a different person on every episode?
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's what's up, man. So when you started the podcast, did you think like you was gonna be doing the podcasting thing? And what's been your biggest struggle since you've been doing the podcast and the books and the public speaking?
What's been my biggest struggle? Juggling too many things all at once.
Yeah. I can definitely feel you on that.
I definitely do a lot, but I'm learning how to be more organized with my time, and so that way I'm not stressing myself out. Yeah. Okay, delegate the time, understand the time that I have, and then focus all of their energy towards that. Okay. So I forgot I'm also on YouTube as well. Okay. So my goal and my intention is to do YouTube videos about personal development, self-development, self-awareness, so that way you can learn more about yourself. Because my dad didn't teach me how to be a man. I had to learn how to be a man from my environment. My mama, she did a phenomenal job raising 3 boys. However, a woman can't raise a boy to a man, because a boy has to learn from a. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? So really just understanding that life happens, but as life happens, you are going to be okay.
So out of the books, the podcast, the public speaking, everything you do, what you've been getting the biggest return on? Like what you think has been the most success out of them?
Really, to be honest, public speaking and content creation, because I'm able to impact more community, more people just by social media, just by me being consistent. Because a lot of people are going through life, but they don't know the answers because they don't have the right people around them, which is absolutely okay. But that's the role I took, just to bring the value and show you that you can do anything you put your mind to. But there's a strategic manner that goes behind this. So that's what I'm doing, just bringing value the best way I can by using my voice.
Okay. Hey man, everybody who tapped in right now, I need y'all to hit that share button. And I forgot to tell y'all that earlier, man. If you ain't no square, hit that share. You did. It only take like 1 second. I done hit mine twice on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big Nate from Nate Logic radio show tuned in. Hey, appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. We got Terryl with a Y, Humphrey in the building with us right now. Entrepreneur, author, public speaker, motivational speaker, all that rolled into one. You feel me? The book is out right now on Amazon. Just go Google it, Master Your Mind, 10 tips to shift your mindset. The podcast, what is it? Learn, what was it again?
With the podcast, failure is knowledge.
Failure is knowledge. Failure is knowledge podcast. I got his Instagram on the screen, so y'all really can tap in on the Instagram on the screen and go down the rabbit hole and dive into it. Everybody I feel like you almost a psychologist. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They can listen to you and they come on the show and they can tell you some problems. Y'all can bounce back and forth off each other. Like, motivational speakers are almost psychologists, man. Like, for real. I see you just did a virtual summit. What was that about?
So that one was about repurposing your pain. Actually, There's a chapter in the book. As you're going through pain, you have to identify what you're going through. Like I said earlier, you have to identify You have to walk in your pain rather than running through it.
Okay.
Because as we're going through trauma, we want to heal so quick.
Yeah.
We forget the lessons that's there
You
within
miss
the
some
journey.
lessons.
You feel what I'm saying? So the submit was really about how to repurpose your pain and how to grow from it rather than letting it hinder you from your success.
Mm-hmm. So how these like on the pod on the you was on the summit? So are these people coming across you? You bumping into them? They discovering you? Like how is this going?
So I believe it was a Facebook group that I reached out to, and she ended up sending me a contract saying that do the video about this, and I asked what is your audience struggling with. So essentially, it's a Facebook group full of entrepreneurs.
Okay. So other than any other, so would your entrepreneurial thing be the authorship and real estate? Any other entrepreneur skills?
Any other?
That you juggling?
It's a lot. It's a lot. As far as like being an entrepreneur, yes, entrepreneur in different aspects of it: public speaking, author, content creation.
Okay.
I cannot have more eyes on me so I can bring more attention.
Yeah, and as far as on the content creation, you do some type of social media strategy or something like that, right?
I do. Yes.
So what was that? What are you doing with that?
So essentially, if anybody want to get into content creation and don't know how to or don't know why you want to get into it, I walk people along that process. See, it's hard to identify what you want to do when you're trying to be like everybody else. You have to learn your lane and learn what you're comfortable with doing, and then do it every day. So I help people identify that aspect of them.
Okay.
And then just be all out, go all out.
Yeah, it is hard for some people to identify certain things, whether it's some business or personal. Somebody else can identify stuff from outside looking in and can help you be like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I can dig that. And especially with this social media stuff, with these algorithms and everything that's going on with social media, man, you will get lost in the sauce for real. Cause I'm pretty spiffy on it. And even myself, I be needing help my damn self. You feel me? So, yeah, we need to add that to the list, too. Social media strategist. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's a known thing, but, yeah, social media strategist for sure. And then, to top it all off, I seen you in the military. I seen you was getting some type of, I don't know, on top of your Instagram, it says Semper Fi. What is that, Marines?
Marines.
So
yes,
what's
sir.
up with, on top of everything, you a Marine?
Yes, sir.
You still active? Or
No.
You're not active?
I got out October 28th, 2022.
So you're a Marine, so I'm pretty sure that played a part into who you are, how you think.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Discipline.
Yeah.
All of that. You know, how do you feel like that the military played a part into who you are and books and authorship and everything?
So the military really taught me more about myself without teaching me step by step. So the lessons I endured with the Marines is everybody has to learn who you are to function as a team. But the team is there, but if you're not working on yourself, the team can be destroyed.
Weak link.
You see what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I didn't realize that until October 28th of 2022 when I got out. I'm like, oh, that was the whole purpose of the Marine Corps. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So yes, it did build me. It built me up to a new man and helped me identify what I wanted to do and why. So there's a reason behind everything. But if you're able to identify this reason, you're able to grow. You're able to heal. You're able to learn. All this, the public speaking, the author, content creation, you know, the podcast came from me trusting the process and believing in myself. I didn't know what I was believing in. I just tried to do it.
Trust in the process.
You see what I'm saying? When you trust the process, the answer get presented in a timely manner that it's supposed to be presented. It's not gonna happen overnight.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's you have to believe in yourself and identify that it's gonna be okay. It's gonna take time, but you have to put the time and effort in order to start growing and learning, because as you're growing and learning, somebody's gonna walk along the path and help you.
Yeah.
My mentors, Mike Imbriglio and Steve Anderson, they helped me so much to learn what communication was, to learn how to communicate with a homeowner to see what their problem is. Do you even want to sell the home? What's the problem? What's the solution? If there is a solution, how can I present it in a timely manner?
Yeah.
When I had all the information, trying to give it to them as soon as they said, yeah. Like, no, you got to, why do you want to sell?
Yeah.
Oh, because of da-da-da-da. Oh, really? How long have you been trying to do that? Now you really understanding and making more connection rather than assuming.
Yeah.
So as they're telling your problems, you can put the solution with the problem, and now you solved it.
And that's what people say, you know what I'm saying? You want to get rich, figure out how to solve people's problems. That's like one of the best ways to get rich, you know what I'm saying?
The name of sales. Sales is solving people problems. But how you know that if you're not around the right people, if you're not educated?
Yeah.
Sales is solving problems. What is problems? people. There's things that's stopping people from going to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
People pay big for solve problem. Hey, boy, that shit don't got no price on it, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So learning yourself first will help you identify what problem you can solve.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't learn yourself, you can't solve no problems.
Yeah. Hey, man, so how long you was in the military?
4 years.
4 years
Mm-hmm.
in the Marines. That was something, man. When you said something a while ago about that weak link and being in the military, it made me remind me of being online. And shout out to Big Nate, he a cute dog on here. I'm a Sigma, but being online, that stuff is kind of like some basic training slash. Well, I ain't gonna say everywhere, but you know what I'm saying. Some basic training slash Green Beret activity. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Even though we are a non-hazing organization, you know what I'm saying? But hey, for real, man, everything is about as one, you know what I'm saying, weak links. Hey, no weak links, you know what I'm saying? That stuff it'll make you ponder back and be like, oh, I see why we did this and why we did that and did this, you know what I'm saying?
You feel me? That lesson came later on down the line. It wasn't, you didn't understand it when you received it.
Yeah.
You was like, as times go on, as you keep learning and growing, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
That's why we was doing that. Yeah.
It might have been crazy, but it make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you think is gonna take you or help you get to that next level? Like I was saying a while ago, you remind me of like the Wallows and the Ninos, and there's a lot of people out there doing motivational speaking right now. You know what I'm saying? If you get on TikTok, and do you have TikTok?
Yeah, I have everything.
You know what I'm saying? So TikTok is, I think, one of probably the best places for people, because you know on TikTok you got to kind of have a niche for something, whether it's cooking, motivational speaking, something. You know what I'm saying? Conspiracy theory, whatever the case may be. But what you think is that keeping you from getting to that next step, like being that go-to guy for motivational speaking, public speaking, like, you know what I'm saying?
So myself and Tom, Wallow been doing it. He was in jail for 20 years.
True.
When he got out of jail, he been doing it every day since. He made a video. I think it was either a video or live. He had 7 phones full of content.
I seen him talking about that.
Do you know how much content that is?
Hard drives and everything.
You feel me? Like, I see why they got 100 mil. You feel me? Because it takes time to build something up when you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So Wallow put the time and effort in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm replicating the same thing. The only thing that's stopping me is really time. I'm putting the time in every day in the system, but I'm learning the system now and learn how to really market myself.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing is really stopping me. I'm dedicated to putting the time and effort in that I need to in order to start growing.
Yeah. So just the time issue.
Yeah.
And we all know, man, time don't really exist. You know what I'm saying? It's all in our mind. You need. Hey, man, we got Terryl Humphrey in the building. Everybody do me a favor, hit that share button for me right now. We is in the street, man, but we don't even deal with the industry. Let me ask you this, man, for some people out here who tuned in right now, man, let's give some free game. Like, what would you say, what's the best pieces of advice that you can give somebody right now? My dude Nate tuned in. Some other people's like, what's the best piece of advice you can give? Now, I didn't even say to people, to our people, to black people, business people. Like, what's the best thing you can say to somebody right now?
So to our people, open up who you're learning from. It doesn't have to be just black, man, because what's happening is that we're closing doors when the door's not even open for us to even walk in. We have to demand the presence for ourselves in order to start growing, because it doesn't matter what you look like. It does not. That's what is it called? A scarcity mindset that I want to only do business with black people. No. I want to do people that want to do. I want to do business with people that want to do business with me.
Yeah.
Why? Because money has no color.
Yeah.
Growth has no color.
Yeah.
But we're putting ourselves in this box and we're closing off so many doors. Just open your horizon. Open who you're communicating with. Because my first mentors was a white guy and a Mexican. Ever since then, I'm working with anybody that want to work with me.
Yeah.
And my bio, it says, my kind of people are kind to people. I saw a shirt like that. I'm like, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Because that's true. It doesn't matter what you look like. If we can make something together, why can't we do it?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, because you might know somebody that I don't know. And this other person that don't look like me might know somebody that I know that can help me grow.
Connecting the dots. You
Open
know
your horizon.
People are your greatest assets, not like money. Like, people got the things and the tools and the stuff that you need like the knowledge. Somebody can tell you a piece of information that can boom click something in and make you like take you to the next level. I read something. It might have been a meme or something like yesterday, the day before yesterday. It was like strangers are gonna be the people who make you rich, not like the people around you in your circle. I was like, they said something right there.
And it's so crazy how true that is. If you really think about it, how many strangers do you know reach out to you each and every day?
Yeah, yeah.
Each and every day. Come on,
and think about how many times y'all people out there brush people off or leave them on scene, or even with myself. Like, I can reach out to artists. I can be the plug to a lot of artists, and artists done left me on scene. I'm like, I can do a lot for you. I ain't P Diddy. Well, I can help you, you know what I'm saying? Y'all done play me to the side, didn't even follow me back type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, people is your greatest asset, and people be taking people for granted or brown nosing or all up somebody else's lane, trying to think they the one that's going to help them when we done overlooked, and the people right up on our nose who can help us get to the next level. So,
I agree. Sorry to interrupt you. Vel on Instagram, she say, who you know matters a lot, who you know matters a lot, be open to people. Because if you really want to be technical, the person that you're meeting is going to help you accumulate a lot more money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. and everything happens for a reason. You ain't bumping into people for a coincidence.
I agree.
You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if you bumped into somebody, it's because it's the law of the oneness. Everything happened for a reason. So, you know, if you need $1 million, there's somebody out there probably want to give away $1 million. You just gotta, get on the same frequency. You dig? So the book's out right now. Are you working on the second book?
Nah, not right now.
Not right now.
Will be later on down the line,
okay.
But I believe my next book is going to be about love.
Okay. So the book about love, how to like, what would you say about love? Cause you done went through. You said you had went through a divorce, and I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, you got some things you could teach a person. Cause that's something like, what do you think is like, what causes, what do you think one of the main things that's causing divorce? Cause divorce rate right now is real high, and relationships are not working. People are. Social media, they could blame it on social media, blame it on this, blame it on that. Women are becoming this and men are becoming that. Like, what do you think is, I'm pretty sure everybody has different reasons, but what do you think is some of the contributions to divorce and breakup?
I just feel like a lot of people don't know themselves, and they expect the other person that's coming into the relationship to build that person back up. Mm-hmm. No. You have to come in whole. This other person has to come in whole, and now y'all build a relationship. Mm-hmm. Proper communication will take you so far than you expect, because you know how to articulate what you're going through. Mm-hmm. You know how to articulate what's going on inside of you. Mm-hmm. But if you don't know how to do that, how can you have a relationship? Yeah. So my thing is, my understanding, start loving yourself, start understanding yourself, start dating yourself, so you can bring value to this next person that's coming to your life.
Mm-hmm. I could do that. I could do that. Know thyself. Know thyself, y'all. Hey, man, we got Terryl Humphrey, man. He really done came in and dropped a whole lot of clues. Usually we have news, but we ain't doing no news. But he did bring some tools, some clues that you can use. You feel what I'm saying? He brought a lot of free game for y'all to use, man. Everybody hit that share button for me one time. The book is out right now. Master Your Mind. 10 tips to shift your mindset. The podcast air, is it live or is it free?
It's live.
It's live. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's every what?
We're gonna say every week.
Every week. So it's not a certain day, it's just weekly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm becoming more organized. So
okay. Yeah. Okay, so you can watch out for that weekly. Go to his Instagram page, tap in, is on the screen right now, Terryl Humphrey, _, Terryl with a Y. He just had to be different, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Terryl with a Y, Humphrey, _. The public speaking, if they want to, do you doing public speaking events? Like, what kind of public speaking would you say they can book you for? Like, what's your niche? So
personal development. If your audience is struggling with finding themselves or learning more about who they are, I'm your guy.
Okay.
Anything related to self-awareness, growth, motivation, inspiration, I'm your guy.
Okay. So y'all can book him for any kind of public speaking. People are always looking for some public speakers. The podcast, the book, the social media strategists, all of that rolled into one, man. You got any shout outs?
Crystal, I'm gonna shout out Crystal because this is something that I hope it expand her mind just a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because like this is something that can really help her and benefit her down the line. You feel me? Just really believe in yourself and identify what you want to do and why you're doing it that way.
She over here on the media. You know
You
what
see
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying? Like I'm looking at everything. It opened my eyes up. I know what exposure done to me. You feel me? So I just wanted to bring Crystal, my sister, you know,
Okay.
to give her a new experience. I definitely want to shout out Crystal for being here.
Hey man, shout out to Crystal, man, and shout out to Terrell Humphrey, man. Give me a word of the day. Give me and the people tapped in a word for today, man. Something, anything.
Word of the day: believe.
Okay.
Believe. If you don't believe, nothing will happen. And if you don't have faith, I'm gonna give you 2 words: believe and faith. If you don't have faith, I believe in God. You don't have to believe in God, but I believe in God. But if you don't believe and have faith in everything that you're doing, nothing will ever happen.
Yeah, cause hey, they said if you can believe it, you can achieve it. I just got a text. I get like I subscribe to a text thread, and I think the thing, one of the main things they always sending out is about the belief thing. Like if you believe whatever you believe, like if you believe you sick, hey, you gonna be sick. If you believe you poor, if you believe you rich, even if you ain't, you feel what I'm saying? It's all about like if you believe it. Like once you get your mind to start grasping whatever it is you're thinking about, then you can create it / manifest it. You know what I'm saying? But the first step is believing it. Then other steps come along. It ain't just that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta speak it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta feel it. You know what I'm saying? Start feeling like you rich or feeling like you healed, even if you ain't rich, even if you ain't healed. You know what I'm saying? You got different steps. Imagining. So you got a couple of things you got to do, but believing is the first step. And a lot of people, it's hard to believe something that's not there, and that's what faith is: believing stuff that ain't there. So you know what I'm saying? Believe is definitely the first step, and if you believe it, you definitely can achieve it, man. Hey, shout out to everybody who tapped in with us, man. We got Terrell Humphrey in the building, the Real Underground Indastreet Radio. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with his podcast. Go get the book if you ain't got the book. If you need a public speaker, he booking right now. The social media strategist, he's a jack of all trades. You feel me? It's the Real Underground, man. We out.
Nine, damn, kill